Welcome back to another episode of the BJack 70 Show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and we're here. We're here again. It's Friday. It's Brandon's Bets time. Time for more winners. Time for more profit. Time for more winners. Time for more just, all around good vibes over here. But before we get into it, just want to thank you for being here. Since you're here, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And, tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Join the community. Join the Brandon's Bets community. And we're a solid, more than solid, 60% on the year, 27 and 18, 27, 18, headed into week 10. But yeah, not too much to talk about really. We got the trade deadline that just happened in the NFL. The Indianapolis Colts decided to go all in, trading two first rounders for Sauce Gardner. I can appreciate them thinking that, it's time to go all in. They got 7 wins. They're leading their division. They're going to be in the playoffs, going to be a playoff team. Anything can happen in the tournament. I understand that and I realize that. But Daniel Jones is your quarterback and he's played 8 good games. The last game that he played wasn't a good game, so he played 8 good games and you're trading away first round picks. You're mortgaging the future for right now. That's what y'all want to do. That's what y'all want to do. A lot of people on my TikTok got upset that I called them frauds. A lot of people upset. I didn't know y'all was out here riding for the Indianapolis Colts like that. Y'all still big Peyton Manning fans in the streets like this? I had no idea. That's my bad. Um, if that's how you choose to live your life, that's cool. I'm a Browns fan. Unfortunately, I will never, seemingly never know playoff success, real sustained success like the Colts have had. They got a Super Bowl, so I can't really speak on it. But Daniel Jones is your quarterback. I mean, shit. I How much would I give for Daniel Jones to look like that in Cleveland? Um, Probably a lot if I'm really being honest about it. Now that I think about it, I never really considered that before me just saying it right now. So maybe I should cut him some slack. Maybe I should cut him some slack, but I'm not gonna do that. They still frauds, still mad, still frauds. Indianapolis, y'all can be mad. People thought I was a Colts fan. They were like, "Oh, you giving up now? You giving up on that?" Yes, yes. Anyway, Cowboys trading the picks they got for Micah for Quentin Williams. That's a whole discussion I don't really want to have. I don't really care about the Cowboys. They're not really relevant right now. What else happened? Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks. That's a good move for them. For further solidifying the Seahawks as a real player in the NFC. Who else moved? Oh, Jacoby Myers went to Jacksonville. Looking at the Raiders, looking like the Raiders could use a Jacoby Myers right about now. Mm, yeah. So yeah, that Thursday night game is still going on right now. I haven't watched a lick. I watched the first drive. I watched Genty score a touchdown, and that's the only thing I've seen of note. Oh, and I did see Genty drop a ball and cause an interception. I've seen 2 plays in this Thursday night game. But yeah, we're here for you. It's Brandon's bets time. Let's excuse me. Let's just get right into it. So we're going 5-0 week, shooting for a 5-0 week. Let's get into it. First off, I got the Baltimore Ravens minus 4.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. Lamar's back. The defense has shaken off. I don't want to say shaken off, but they've gotten better from a terrible beginning to the season. They're getting better. They're getting better. They're getting better. We'll see what they do against the basically rookie quarterback in JJ McCarthy on the Vikings. Vikings just, pulled up a bit of an upset last week in beating the Detroit Lions, but that was a division game. It can go either way. Like all division games pretty much are gonna be close. There's gonna be some weird things happening here and there. So I'm not too worried about how the Vikings looked and carried themselves last week versus this week. This week, they're playing a whole different animal. They're playing Lamar Jackson. They're playing Derrick Henry. I respect what the Lions got going on. We'll see that a little bit later coming up. I respect what they're doing, but they're not Lamar. Jared Goff is not Lamar Jackson. Um, yeah, I was gonna go a little bit too far. I was gonna say, Jameer Gibbs isn't Derrick Henry, but he better right now. But so not gonna go that far. Jared Goff is no Lamar Jackson. Beating Jared Goff is one thing, but beating a two-time MVP, future Hall of Famer, All Pro is gonna be another thing entirely. And the Ravens are motivated. Obviously, the Vikings are motivated too, but the Ravens, they have to have it. They have to have it on Sunday. They cannot lose. They can't really, they can't lose more than one or two the rest of the way if they wanna walk down Pittsburgh like I proclaimed on Monday or Tuesday when it was dropped. Um yeah, so they need it. They gotta have it, and I think they're gonna do it against JJ McCarthy and these Minnesota Vikings. I think they, Lamar Jackson against the NFC. I don't know the exact record, but it's like him one, two, or three losses against the NFC in the regular season. Well, obviously because he hasn't played in the Super Bowl, but against the NFC, he only has he has less than five losses. I don't know the exact number. I probably should have got it, but he's unbeatable if you're an NFC team and you don't see him all the time and you don't know what it looks like. He's unbeatable. So I'm taking the Ravens minus 4.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. And next up, we have the aforementioned Detroit Lions going on the road minus 8.5 against the Washington Commanders. This Washington team lost their leader, lost the best player in their team to a catastrophic injury, like a gruesome looking injury, which I still haven't seen and hopefully never will see, against a Lions team that just lost last week, kind of got slightly low key embarrassed last week, and a team that they lost to in the playoffs last year. The Lions don't forget. They do not forget losses like they took last year in the playoffs. They were the number one seed coming off the bye. Jane Daniels came through, came to their crib, stomped them out, and threw them out the house. They didn't forget. I'm sure a lot of people in that organization have had this game circled on the calendar because they want to come into Washington, they want to stomp them out, and they want to throw them out the crib. They are a team that likes to score points. They like to run up the score. They don't care what's going on. They're going to throw a halfback, reverse pass, double pass, flea flicker on Washington. Throwing it to an offensive tackle. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They will run up the score no matter who the opponent is, and especially against an opponent that beat them in the playoffs last year. They want their get back. Dan Campbell does not take shit like this lightly, and I guarantee they will definitely try at every point that they get to cover this spread. -8.5 is a pretty good number. I could easily see them winning by 10, but even more than that, 14, 17, 21. This might be one of those type of games for the Commanders. Respect to Marcus Mariota. We appreciate Heisman winners on this podcast, but I don't think he has anything for what the Detroit Lions are about to bring him on Sunday. So, with that being said, got the Lions -8.5 against the Commanders. All right, next up we have the Los Angeles Rams on the road. A lot of road teams here. Rams on the road, -4.5 at the San Francisco 49ers. Rams are playing good football right now. Puka Nakua, Puka Nakua's healthy. He's gonna play. Ribs are doing okay. Ribs are fine. Um, so as long as he's on the field, they're good. They're excellent. Even if he's not on the field, they got Devontae Adams still wreaking havoc, and they got Matthew Stafford playing at an MVP level. The Niners, on the other hand, people are still hurt. Is Ricky Pearsall alive? Can somebody let me know? Is Ricky Pearsall alive? Because I drafted him in fantasy. I had him week one. Haven't seen him since, but he's not on injured reserve. What do they have going on with Ricky Pearsall? I haven't seen Ricky Pearsall in 2 months, and he hasn't gone on IR. Hasn't practiced. They've think, oh, maybe he can practice. Hasn't practiced. It's annoying for fantasy football, but like they need the weapons. Like it can't just be Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Jawan Jennings is perpetually banged up, so like I don't know how much he can give. Mac Jones, like the time on Mac Jones is probably running out, but looks like he's gonna start again. They don't have their starting quarterback. They don't have the receivers. It's a whole thing going on. They're losing defenders left and right to torn ACLs and Achilles tears, and it's a lot going on with the 49ers. And they've performed valiantly so far, but this Rams team is in the cream of the crop of the NFC, and I think they'll go ahead and handle business. I think they can cover the -4.5. It feels like a 28-22 game. Matthew Stafford just doesn't he I don't see a world where the Rams lose outright. I just don't, cuz Matthew Stafford finds a way to win these games. But it is a division, it is a rival. Shanahan and McVay go back and forth. Um but this time in this spot right now, Rams Rams are too good right now, and the Niners are too banged up right now. So I'm gonna take Rams -4.5 at the 49ers. And all right, next up we go on Sunday Night Football, and we have the Los Angeles Chargers home team versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chargers -2.5. And I know this is tough. This is a tough bet because they just lost Joe Alt. And it seems when they don't have Joe Alt, their whole offense falls apart. But this Pittsburgh defense is not good. So I trust John Harbaugh, Greg Roman to be able to get a game plan together and win by a field goal. I can expect Justin Herbert to have enough inside of him to be able to win by a field goal. They beat the Colts by a field goal, and the Colts have an infinitely better offense than the Steelers do. On the other side, Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers has been playing. He's been playing fine. He's been playing well. Um, Honestly, I had a proclamation that the Ravens are going to walk down the Steelers, and this is me essentially standing on that proclamation. I'm taking the Ravens to win, and I'm taking the Steelers to get beaten by the Chargers. I'm believing in Jim Harbaugh. I'm believing in Justin Herbert. I'm believing in Greg Roman to figure out how to get around the fact that both of the tackles are gone. And they're gone for the year. So they're not, we already knew Slater wasn't coming back. Joe Alt isn't coming back. So if they really want to make the playoffs, if they really want to make some noise in the AFC, they're going to have to figure out how to manage without Joe Alt on the left side. And this is going to be the game to do it because you're going up against TJ Watt, who's, right tackle merchant, but they're going to have to figure out a way to figure out Watt, Highsmith. Defense isn't isn't very good, but like, any given point, they do have people that can hurt you. They do have people that can rise up and elevate that can make plays. Cam Hayward can make a play or two. TJ Watt will make a play or two. Highsmith will make a play or two. Even Jalen Ramsey might come out of nowhere, pick six, force fumble, huge hit, make a play or two. So this isn't going to be easy for the Chargers. They're favored by less than field goal. So it's not going to be an easy win, not going to be easy for them to do. But Sunday Night Football, everybody watching, lights are bright, prime time. I think they'll be able to go ahead and get that done. I really do. I really do. And if they can't beat the Steelers, if they can't cover this line, they do not deserve to be mentioned with AFC playoff teams, let alone contenders. And last but not least, we have an underdog on the road. We have the Philadelphia Eagles plus 2.5 at the Green Bay Packers. And this one's simple. Packers just lost to the Panthers. Um, I listed them with my fraud teams on Tuesday. Any team that can lose to the Browns can be beaten by anybody. And the Eagles, were, playing well going into the bye week. Saquon Barkley went off going into the bye week, got a week of rest. So, he's feeling good. Everybody practiced in full. AJ Brown practiced in full. Saquon practiced in full. Everybody practiced. So they're healthy coming to this game. They're the Super Bowl champs. Coming off a bye, coming into your house as underdogs. Nick Sirianni's going to love to play that underdog card. Jalen Hurts is going to love to play the underdog card. Um, can Jordan Love keep it together? Essentially, now the Eagles are a good team, so that really means that the Packers are going to show up, and I believe that they'll show up. I believe Micah Parsons will show up. Uh, Jordan Love will show up. Are the receivers for Green Bay healthy? Um, are they going to show up? I don't know. Is Josh Jacobs healthy? I don't know. Is he going to show up? Well, I believe still against all odds in Jordan Love, but it's not going to be enough this week because I believe in what the Eagles have been able to do. I believe that the Eagles are going to run the football. They're going to run the football. The Eagles have the unstoppable play, whether it be actual unstoppable on the field or by the referees. One or the other, they're going to find a way to get done what they need to get done. It's 1st and 9. Kick the ball off. Eagles get it. It's 1st and 9. So that'll leave you at a disadvantage already. And the Eagles know how to take advantage of it. Jalen Hurts has been throwing the ball well. He threw the ball extremely well, had a great game, no AJ Brown. AJ Brown comes back, maybe over the bye week they've figured out some things. They should be there should be less tension in the building because the trade deadline is passed. AJ is still a Philadelphia Eagle, so he knows he's not going anywhere. So why complain? Literally, why complain? You know you're here. Might as well get in while the getting's good. And it wasn't even like he was having bad performances. Like the last time he played, he scored 2 touchdowns. It might have only been on 4 catches, but he scored 2 touchdowns. Like AJ Brown, I don't know what more you want than 2 touchdowns as a wide receiver, but maybe that's what makes you great. That's what makes you great. But I'm rambling. I got the Eagles plus 2.5. I just think they're gonna win outright. They're Yeah, I'm gonna say it. They're a better team. They're a better team. The Packers just aren't consistent enough. I don't know what version of the Green Bay Packers I'm gonna get on a week to week basis. I know what I'm gonna get for the Eagles. I know what they want to be. I know what they're going to do. They want to be a power football team. They want to be a tough football team. They're going to run the football, and they're going to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands to see what he can do with it. If it's going to be a passing day, he'll pass. If it's going to be a rushing day, he'll rush. He's going to get those tush pushes each and every time the situation comes up. The situation might not even come up. It might be a Saquon Barkley night. It's Monday Night Football prime time. We know how Saquon likes to get off in prime time games. So all that being said, I got the Eagles plus 2.5 winning outright against the Green Bay Packers. Um, so yeah, just to review, I got the Ravens minus 4.5. Excuse me. Got the Ravens minus 4.5 at the Vikings. Lions minus 8.5 at the Commanders. Rams minus 4.5 at the 49ers. Chargers minus 2.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Eagles plus 2.5 at the Green Bay Packers. So that's it for Brandon's bets. Here's to a 5-0 week. Nothing but winners over here. I'm better than your favorite better. I appreciate you being here. Once again, if you're here, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, all at BJack70. I appreciate you seeing there, and I appreciate you watching the video. But until next time, we'll see you.